Jurassic World Rebirth is introducing a fair few amount of new species, Aquilops, Titanosaurus, and even the new D-Rex mutants, all of which I have discussed in previous videos, even going in depth to the details and information we know about this weird and wacky creature so far. But not only are they bringing in new creatures to the franchise, but they're also going ahead and reintroducing some with the Mosasaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Dilophosaurus, and even the Spinosaurus. Finally, after a very long time. But what most of you will notice is that some of these creatures look slightly different from what we are used to seeing in this franchise. So that leads us to question, why? Well, that's my goal to explain today. For this video, we're going to be delving into why the Quetzalcoatlus from Jurassic World Rebirth looks substantially different than to the one we see in Jurassic World Dominion. So if you're interested in learning more about the Jurassic franchise, then be sure to go ahead and press that subscribe button, as my goal is to educate all about Jurassic. Want to know some extra details and Easter eggs from the franchise, or understand the lore about this universe? Maybe you just want to stay up to date with all of the news for the movies and the video games from Jurassic. Well, look no further, as you found the right place to be for all of your Jurassic needs. 2025 is a massive year for this franchise, so there's no better time than to subscribe right now. But for now, settle down and get some snacks, as it's time to explain why the Quetzalcoatlus from Jurassic World Rebirth looks different than its appearance in Jurassic World Dominion. So as the trailer states for Jurassic World Rebirth, this movie is starting a brand new era for Jurassic, which is quite ironic considering that they've pretty much killed off the ending of Jurassic World Dominion that set up a beautiful new future for this franchise. So we're just going to have to wait and see what they mean by a new era. However, not only that, but the trailer also goes ahead and teaches us that this island, whatever island that they're attending in Jurassic World Rebirth, was supposedly the original research facility for Jurassic Park. Now, I have gone in depth and discussed this in previous videos of mine, but I think this is a straight up lie that we're fed throughout the trailer, because a lot of the trailer does not make sense for that to be. So if you want to learn why this is not the original facility for Jurassic Park, head on over to my previous videos. But for the sake of this video, we're going to be assuming that it is. So with this being the original facility for Jurassic Park, we know that it is run by InGen, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you, whether you're into the franchise or not quite into the franchise, already know who InGen are and how they splice the DNA of these dinosaurs, which results in them looking slightly different. Well, in an article by Vanity Fair, the executive producers did confirm that all of these species in this movie are confirmed to look not quite right, mainly because this is supposed to be the research and development of the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park. Therefore, it is safe to assume, based off the trailer alone, that these are the very first creatures that were cloned by InGen. Now, when we inspect the island and its facilities a little bit more in the trailer, it is quite clearly owned by InGen to some extent. There are InGen logos scattered throughout everywhere through the trailer, and even some images, so it's clear that Rebirth Island is linked to InGen in some capacity, whether that's major or whether that's minor. So what do we know about InGen and other companies in this franchise? Well, the two major companies of this franchise are both InGen and Biosyn. Biosyn was initially introduced in Jurassic Park with Lewis Dodson, but that storyline didn't really get a follow-up until Jurassic World Dominion, where we see that Biosyn is the major pharmaceutical company of the world. They even went as far as creating brand new dinosaurs, and in that movie, we learn that both InGen species of dinosaurs and Biosyn species of dinosaurs are completely different. So let's explain that just a little bit. The species that have been created by Biosyn are confirmed to be produced as pure clones, which is a new form of genetic manipulation that we have discovered in the Jurassic franchise via Jurassic World Dominion. Whilst we can confirm that not every species via Biosyn is 100% paleo-accurate in their world, we can confirm that species such as the Oviraptor, the Morris intrepidus, the Giganotosaurus, and even the Quetzalcoatlus are pure clones. All of these species, plus one or two like the Iguanodon and Dreadnoughtus, appear in the Cretaceous prologue of this world, and their models are exactly the same as when they're brought to life in 2022. Therefore, they're 100% pure clones and they are paleo accurate in this universe. With the Quetzalcoatlus being one of them, it's clear that the Quetz in Jurassic World Dominion is a pure breed. So this is how we start to explain things. InGen and Biosyn. These companies are completely different. So the way to explain the difference between the Quetzalcoatlus in Jurassic World Rebirth and the Quetzalcoatlus in Jurassic World Dominion is the mere fact that InGen's Quetzalcoatlus may actually be filled with frog DNA, which we know was often used in the creation for these dinosaurs to fill in the gaps in the genome. Whereas Biosyn's is pure Quetzalcoatlus DNA and it's 100% accurate. That would explain the difference in their style and would explain the complete difference of size as well. InGen's Quetzalcoatlus is not pure, but Biosyn's Quetzalcoatlus is 100% pure. That pretty much explains it. But we have two other things to discuss. Throughout the plot and the trailer, we learned that they need the DNA from the world's largest species. One of them is in fact Quetzalcoatlus because it is massive as we see in Jurassic World Dominion. So why exactly are they going for a smaller species in Jurassic World Rebirth and not the very large one that we saw in Dominion? Well, the best way to explain this is that it's been 5 years since Jurassic World Dominion, so there is a possibility here that that specific breed from Biosyn has actually died out in the meantime. Because when you think about it, in Jurassic World Dominion, we clearly see a couple of Quetzalcoatluses nesting on the One World Trade Center in New York. So it must be a lot easier to get their DNA since we know that parts of Jurassic World Rebirth, specifically the moment in the trailer where they're in the museum, takes place in New York as well, so getting that DNA must be a lot easier. So the best way to explain this is that they've probably died out. The only other way is that it's simply to save money. They need Titanosaurus DNA, they need Mosasaurus DNA, and they need Quetz DNA. The only place where all of these reside is on this island, so instead of doing multiple adventures across the globe just to get this DNA, they go to one area and they save money. But the other option could be something more sinister, which will hopefully be revealed as a plot twist in the movie. So that's pretty much how we can explain that the Rebirth Quetz and the Dominion Quetz look remarkably different. One of them's clearly made by InGen and has frog DNA, and the other one is made by Biosyn with pure Quetz DNA. But hear me out, whilst that is a great explanation, there is one other way to explain this. In our world at least, we are aware that there are actually two variants of Quetzalcoatlus. One of them is a lot larger and the other one is a lot smaller. We have Quetz northropi and Quetz lawsoni. So whilst I do think that this isn't as cool as explaining as one of them being InGen and one of them being Biosyn, it is still a way to explain nonetheless. For example, InGen may have found DNA for Quetzalcoatlus lawsoni, and Biosyn had DNA for Quetzalcoatlus northropi, which explains why they are completely different in size, but at the same time may not exactly explain why they look different. But either way, these are the two ways to explain why one of them looks different compared to the other. Either way, the Quetzalcoatlus in Jurassic World Rebirth will be different, and we have to accept that. To be honest, I think I would have much preferred this to have been maybe a Hatzegopteryx instead, to really distinguish the difference between the Quetz and the Hatzeg, but nevertheless, it still has a really cool and lore-filled reasoning with InGen and Biosyn to explain the differences between the Quetzalcoatluses in the franchise. To me, that brings a big smile on my face because it makes sense and I think this is the best way to explain it. But that's not all. There are actually other species that are also different in this movie from previous installments. So if you like this video, then be sure to press the like button and subscribe that you don't miss the next one, where we're trying to explain the differences between the other species in the movie as well. Why not head on down to the comments to let me know your thoughts too, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.